mini mixed media Monday to everyone. Today we're going to be playing back into our mini journal that we made using the jelly print. So that's why there's already a little bit of color that is on the page. Whether you can see much of that in the end result is yet to be determined. So what I'm going in is straight in with a piece of telephone book because, I mean, let's keep it real. How many of you have used a telephone book in the last, really long time? So why not use those and recycle them into some nice collage papers? And so I'm going to go and slap that down with a little bit of yoo-hoo, whatever you call it, glue stick, and some masking tape. So what I'm trying to do with the masking tape is to actually create some texture and wrinkles in that. So that's why I'm kind of wrinkling it up a little bit and putting that down to create some type of texture there. And put as many pieces, as you feel like you need. I just kind of made it flow across the page. Now I'm going to take gesso. I'm going to take a clear gesso first. And it had one of those little booger globs on it, and I couldn't get it off. So, of course, I slapped it down and put way too much. I'm never neat whenever I create. So, for all you creative people that are all neat and clean and all that good stuff, well, I'm not. So I mixed, on the palette knife there was white gesso as well. So I have gesso clear and I also have gesso white. And now I'm going to take a little bit of baby wipe to wipe back anything that had gesso on it that gave me too much coverage. So one of the things here to point out, the reason that I'm using gesso on top of this is because I know that I want to use watercolors. I don't think I've done any watercolor things in the mini mixed media series that I've been creating. So I wanted to do something a little bit new, and I thought it would be cool for us to kind of play with watercolors. So the gesso allows the watercolors to kind of be like a watercolor ground on it. Now I'm taking, the reason I was using my pencil to dig inside there is because I wanted the watercolors to kind of create and like soak into the crevices. So we'll see if that works or not. So I'm going in with my Daniel Smith watercolor palette that I have, and you could use any watercolors you have. And you can see there, I'm showing you that in the recesses where those little spots are, you can see how it kind of soaks in. So I just quickly went in with my baby wipe and kind of some of the places I wanted it to be a little bit more flowy, just dabbed it up a little bit. I mean, really, teal and purple, you can't really go wrong with those. So why not have a little fun with those fun colors there? And if you feel like you need to dab it up, you can do that with a paper towel or that baby wipe that I had there. Now I'm going in with some yellow and just going to go in and kind of create some brightness in the piece with that. And now we need to dry it. Now I will say that the yellow wasn't quite as bright as I wanted, so I'm going to go in with some yellow paint and just do a dry brush. That's why I wipe it off right there, so it allows you to get a transparent color with acrylic paints whenever you do that with a dry brush. So just digging in, and I like how that looks now. I think it's a good balance to the eye and kind of flows in. And now I'm just going in and making some scribbles and marks with that pencil, because my thing is if I don't know what I'm gonna do next, which I usually don't, let's keep it real, that I go in and just make some scribbles and marks until I can kind of decide where it's taking me. So I like the messiness and how it looks with the scribbles, so I can't ever go wrong with some wild pencil marks there. So now I decide that the piece is perfectly fine right now. But for me, I felt like it needed a little grungy and a little contrast in a sense of some darks, because we had a lot of lights in there. So I really felt like it needed something darker in contrast to kind of make it really come together, if that makes any sense at all. And so I'm just taking a little water along with that India ink. And yes, I know y'all just giggled at the way I said water. Alright. And so just going in, kind of making the flowy. I love the flowiness of this piece and how it just kind of flows from one to the other. So if you feel like there's a darker spot or a spot where your eye just kind of gets caught up, you can pat it with that baby wipe. So I'm really liking how that looks now. So we want to be able to dry that really good. And then I thought, well, I'm going to go in, and I said, no, I really kind of need to make sure I know where the focal's going to go. So in a magazine, I tore out Life is Beautiful out of a little found words there. And I'm just going to trim that really quickly with my scissors, trim it out so we can put it on the page here. And then I thought, well, I could just slap it down with some glue. And then I had those little texture pieces, little scrap sewing bits and canvas and stuff. So I was like, no, I really think this page needs a little something. So the something happens to be this canvas. So I'm going to use the matte gel because the glue stick is just a little bit too light to be able to stick down the canvas piece. So just going to glue that down. And I like the rough little edges, so I'm going to use my palette knife to help me kind of glue that all down and make it all stick. Now remember, matte gel medium or Mod Podge or whatever that stuff's called. Anyway, it will be like dry clear. So if it looks white or creamy, it will until it dries, and then it will dry and be nice and clear. So now I'm going to take that black string, because I'm bringing that black from the background up to the front and kind of using that to glue it around. And that's pretty much going to be it for today. I'm so glad you chose my channel to watch. There's so many great artists out there, so I do appreciate each and every one of you. I hope you are subscribed to my channel. If not, why the heck not? You better press that subscribe button, people. And don't forget to come back, enjoy, paint with me, like me on Facebook, Tiffany Goff Smith, and also find me on Instagram. SouthernGals_designs is where you can see everything that I'm doing. Love you, and have a fantastic and beautiful Monday.